Here are the latest anachronisms that I've posted to the Anachronisms blog at anachronisms with a ZMS at the end, .blogspot.com. My name is Delray Cross. I've been doing these for 22 years. Been posting them for 18 or 17 and a half years or something like that. Or maybe 18 and a half years, I'm not sure. Since June of 2005. So figure that out. I'm not going to think about it. Friday, December the 29th, 2023, I posted Anachronism 4186. I've got about 4,200 of them, by the way. And I've recorded every single one of them now, pretty much. And now I'm going back and and making sure that everything's formatted correctly. There's a YouTube playlist. If you look up Delray Cross on YouTube, you'll find it. Go to Anachronisms playlist, and there's a video of every poem up to about right now. And I have been diligently and pretty, not so swiftly, because I'm formatting everything up and making everything look pretty in the blog, moving the videos into the blog itself. Each individual page of with the poem and since 2011 or so, a graphic that I put in now has at the bottom of that, not each of them, but the ones that I've done, and there's about 400 I've done so far. I have the more than 400. It's probably about 500. I don't know. Have the the recording like I'm making here for you embedded within the Anachronisms blog, so you can look at it there. You can read along while I'm reading it, or read along to the text while I'm reading it. Whatever you want to do, and that's the way that I'm going to be publishing. That's the publication format for this long set of poems. It's an appropriate set of format. It's an appropriate format, I think, since it's very diary-esque, very personal. Although sometimes you wouldn't know it, but sometimes you would know it very much. So I'm not going to. That's the anecdote that I've got for the moment, and I'm going to try not to leave. I'm just going to try to just read the poems. I've noticed in the recordings, as I've been scrutinizing them now that I'm putting them over from one place to another, that I'm lousy at giving anecdotes, but I do want to help people understand, what this process is about. It's pretty simple anyway. It's an amalgamation of my past and my present based on some old diaries and what's going on around me. So I usually it's like a collage sometimes. I create stories out of it, and it's gone in other directions sometimes, but it's essentially, it stays at that. That is the crux of the whole project. It's just me, a way to remember for me, and a way to write poetry for me, and hopefully anybody else that is interested and may enjoy it. Friday, December the 29th again. 2023, today being the 11th of January 2024. I posted Anachronism 4136. It's called Swimming to the Shore I've Stood Upon That I Will Reach Once More. I have never tried so hard to get someplace in my entire life. Never tried for so long to get one place. A place I've already been. A place I spent many wonderful seasons, prancing in the sand, watching the waves, letting the sun do a bit too much damage to my outer body. Never tried so hard to get back there, ever. Never tried so hard. I know that my work ethic is a bit unconventional, but I gave 85%, more or less, to the one career that paid the rent, and one I've had for most all of my life. I made a, all caps, career that I worked very hard on, for which I put myself, my own self, through 6 years of undergraduate and graduate, through 6 years of, 6 years of undergraduate and graduate education after graduating from high school. Just to be comfortable financially in my own unconventional way, utilizing that career. Also, I've never given so much, just as much as that 85%, if not more, to my career, the career that defines me more than anything else does, and which I have never, because I don't want to just give my life to something, but if you'll add up all the percentages, it becomes a lot more than 100. So, it's exaggerated, if not, if anything. just as much as that 85%, if not more, to my career, the career that defines me more than anything else does, and which I have never been financially motivated toward. And it is a career that is intentionally separated for me. I'll tell you the story about the choice I made that one time I was in the Vatican, at the Vatican, if you ask me. From any outside finance whatsoever, and has, as far as I'm concerned, not cost me a thing in the process, now for its quarter of a century, except web hosting and that sort of thing. Very minimal. 2 careers that have gone places, good places, great places, strong work ethic that I no doubt inherited from my people, at least I believe I have one. What could go wrong? Answer, any way at all, and the answer is irrelevant, except for its primary relevance. So it is relevant, which is that I am still here. I've never worked so hard to get from here to there. It has been over 8 years. I lost my partner of over a decade by not envisioning where he'd go at year 11. I lost my friend I had I lost every friend I had in proximity, and most who were not. I lost my home. It is the worst of all of the misfortunes encountered. The home I made that was mine and ours, with an open door, with comfort. I actually going to change that. The worst part of it was not losing my home. It was losing all my friends. And everyone that was close to me, my family, I called them. I could put the home I made that was mine and ours, with an open door, with comfort. I could put more energy into attempting to logically explain why, but it is literally an impossibility to do so. And I just noted it is irrelevant. And as I just noted, it is irrelevant. And I've spent over a decade trying to become reemployed in a long-term fashion. The old-fashioned way, perhaps unconventional today, and have learned very slowly and very methodically about trauma and invisible or unrecognized disability along the way, unraveling that which is unknown, that which is invisible to me, and that which is unrecognized in ways that seem to give me the impression that I have made progress. But this progress has been excruciatingly slow. Each week, I think about how much better I feel than I did the year before. It's true. I have no idea when I'll reach my ground, to feel like I'm back at par, back at my game, and incessantly improving it. Already so improved. It is what swimming enables, which has always been the perpetual motivation and the veritable substance of all that is me. So all of this is to say, I have no idea how long it will take to reach that familiar firmament that I still know, that I know so well, wobbly as it sometimes was beneath my feet. No idea at all. It's inevitable. It will happen. It is the willing it to happen that propels me in a way, and every ounce of me believes that most of the movements I make are toward that place, that once familiar surface that I could take comfort in, that allowed my legs against the omnipresent and surreal and wounding force of gravity to lengthen and strengthen and stay standing. Familiar land at times feels so very close that I can almost touch it, that I can but breathe it in. Yet it has not been reached. At other times it feels as far or further away than it has ever been. And of course, it has not been reached. But it will be. And I will never stop swimming until I get there. And then I will stop swimming long enough to catch my breath when I reach it, and will find my footing, however long that takes, and rise at whatever speed necessary, assuring that it will be the swiftest possible on my behalf, so that I may stand, so that I may stand, and I will stand. So that in one way or the other, I will remain standing. Why would it be any other way? In the realm of my peace and my comfort and my continued growth and those 2 careers and so much more that is in store, some of which is going to be the absolute highlight of joy and peace and contentment and adventure and growth and engagement I have ever had in my life. This is fact. This is a fact that depends on nobody but me. And I'm the only person who has to know it. Until I am there, And then it will be for you. And as I do sometimes with poetry, I have, in this case, 2 titles at the bottom of the poem. So there's a title at the top, which I read earlier. And the bottom titles are Prayer for Submission, Humility, Motivation, Evolution, and Fact. Maybe I'll call them epititles or something. I don't know. No, epigraph, epititle. I don't know, whatever means the end. And then the other, so Prayer of Submission, Humility, Motivation, Evolution, and Fact. And the other short title is To the Truth. A little different than a sonnet. Thanks.